So in August 2011, a band called Motor Train out of Barron, Oklahoma, released their first album slash EP called Straight Six. I was playing bass in this band. We went hard and toured for about 7 years. I had a blast the entire time. The project retired from performing live in 2016, and we officially retired the project in 2017. Fast forward to about 3 years ago, 2019, three-ish, I joined up with a band called Miss Misery. I've been playing bass with them this entire time, and it's been one hell of a ride, even with the pandemic locking everything down. It kind of bummed us out because in 2020, beginning of the year, we had shows booked 3 weekends a month for the first 6 months of the year. We were extremely excited. Everything got locked down. Shit happens, right? August 2020. I weighed 260 pounds and decided to start my weight loss journey. It is now August 1st, 2021. I have lost 96 pounds. It's amazing what happens in 1 year, especially when you set your mind to it. I'm going to be doing a series of vlogs, I guess is the best terminology for it, of my weight loss journey. It will be a mix of different topics, but this first one is just gonna be basically me giving my gratitude, my kudos, and explaining how I got started. I hope you enjoy. So in the summer of 2020, due to circumstances I will not get into, my nephew came to live with me and my wife. Well, my nephew was essentially the one that gave me the first kick in the ass to start my weight loss journey. And the way he did this was kind of unconventional. So when he moved in with us, being a 17-year-old boy, he would go for like a walk or go for a run or even a bike ride. And he would do it morning or evening, whichever one he felt like. But he'd be gone for like 3 or 4 hours. I understood. I mean, freaking teenage boy. I get it. Like, you just want to go clear your thoughts. That happened to be his thing, so I just kind of let it go. Then one evening, his aunt gets a call, and we're about to go to bed, and we get a call. It's him, and he was on a bike riding trail well out past curfew. Yeah, we're talking curfew's midnight. It was 2 a.m. in the morning. He called his aunt, and before I knew what was going on, she was out the door. He was about 20 minutes away from the house by car, about another 2 hours by bike, and they had shut off all the lights on the trail. Well, they came back home, and we decided that we're all way too tired to have any discussion about, so we picked up the discussion in the morning. Well, morning came around, and all 3 of us are talking about it, and we go out, hit some yard sales, and just by pure happenstance, it had to be complete nothing but luck, we found another bike, and me and him were gonna go for bike rides. Now understand, I'm 260 pounds at this point. I haven't been riding a bike since I was 16. I'm 30 right now, soon to be 31 next month. But I'm 260 pounds trying to ride a bike. And I want to tell you guys that, like, we went out for a bike ride, and I showed him some moves. I was a complete badass. Yeah. No. Not at all. The bike ride lasted for a grand total of 30 minutes. It took 15 minutes to get to where the bike trail started. I spent 10 minutes of that bike ride actually riding the bike. The other 20 minutes I was walking. I did not have the physical capability or the energy to push my body with that much weight. And the reason I ended up bringing up this bike ride is because this is really what had him give me the kick in the ass. Because on this bike ride, I asked him, like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you going out for bike rides for 4 hours at a time? Why are you going for runs or walks and you're gone for 4 hours at a time? Expecting a completely different answer from what he gave me. But the answer he gave me was this: I'm doing this to build muscle. I looked at him and told him, you're doing it wrong. Even me, like, I had little to basically no knowledge at this moment, because the only knowledge I had was from my 5 years of martial arts and my year of football training from my coach, where it was just yelling at me to get the bar up from a squat or yelling at me to get the bar up from a bench, and then it was, hey, to the field, let's start running drills. Yeah, that was about the extent of my physical workout knowledge. Didn't really have much else to go on other than that. But I did know that what he was doing was majority cardio. And I was like, your legs are gonna look fantastic. Maybe your butt too, but no. You're doing this to build muscle, and you're doing it in excess. We're talking this kid was going out 3 to 4 hours every single day. Every day. And I was like, you ain't supposed to be doing this to build muscle. This is cardio. Like, this is gonna help you stay thin. But my nephew's a toothpick already. He doesn't really need to be worrying about staying thin. But him saying that had sparked me to basically give him a better understanding of how to operate when it came to building muscle. And I started doing research first thing in the morning. I mean, it was anything from Googling, like, how much is too much cardio? And how bad is cardio for your health? Just stuff like that. And I even did a YouTube search as well. Now, a few of the YouTubers that I ended up looking up, my first two were Gravity Transformation and Simon Miller, the bald asshole. I had no idea who either one of them were. I didn't know Miller was a wrestler in the UK, and Gravity Transformation, I really didn't know how much of a following that he had. I just happened to look up stuff about cardio, and it was those guys that popped up. But I ended up bringing up those two mainly for the fact that, like, I wanted to get some more information to justify that I was telling my nephew the correct stuff, that, like, hey, look, cardio is good, but excess can be harmful. And while I was watching these videos, like, it didn't really click at the time, but I was watching these videos and they kept on talking about heart health. And during this time, like, it's end of July, about to start August, but it's very end of July. And it was a couple days later, I'm at work, and all of a sudden, bam, it fucking clicked in my head. Oh my god, I'm turning 30. Just, holy shit, I'm fucking turning 30. That's what fucking clicked in my head. And I was like, fuck. Now, to a lot of you, you're turning 30. What's the big deal? Like, you're halfway through your life, you turn 30, like, dirty 30, hey, let's have a good old fucking party. Yeah, not with me. See, understand, I was with Motortrain in my early 20s, so I got all my partying out.
7 years, I got all my fucking partying out. I had a good ass time. Played coast to coast and never went out of the States, but still had a fucking blast and drank like a fucking rock star. Stayed off the drugs, but I drank like a fucking rock star. And even after everything was said and done, before I started the weight loss journey, I was still drinking like that. But at age 30, sorry for going off on my rant, age 30, the reason that it freaks me out the most is my family has hereditary heart disease. And we're not talking one, we're talking multiple hereditary heart disease. Anything from afibrillation, clogged arteries, fucking high cholesterol, kinda-ish, to even just cardiac arrest. So, I'm turning 30, and like this is clicking in my head going like, shit, I have 10 years before this is gonna be an everyday worry where like I'm probably gonna have to go have my heart checked once a month just to make sure that's still operational. Because I want to be around. I want to be here for my kids. I have 4 kids. I have a beautiful wife. I want to be here for them. I have 2 grandsons. Yes, you heard me right. I said grandsons. Moving on. I have such... and I want to be here for them. And you have that thought in my head. You have the thought that I'm turning 30 and I'm 10 years away from possibly having to have my heart checked every damn day just to make sure that I'm gonna still fucking be alive. All this shit hit me like a ton of bricks all at once. I was in the middle of work and I was having a slight panic attack at work because all the shit hit me at once. And it was like, okay, you need to take this weight loss seriously.
Now, after I had my panic attack during this time, like I said, I was watching YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff because, like, I don't have any money for a personal trainer. This time, I didn't have any money. Like, if I was doing this, I'm doing it by myself. And the only one that I had going with me was my nephew. So, I'm watching all this stuff first thing in the morning, and I'm just listening to as much information as I can. Basically, I just became a sponge and just soaked up as much knowledge as I could. Number one rule that I had while I was doing this was if it sounded like they were trying to sell you something for you to get a six-pack, don't listen to them. So, even with that rule, like, I still stumbled across people that I thought were gonna be helpful, and just to find out, like, they were full of shit. It happens. It was definitely a long road in the beginning. But the consistent thing that stuck with me in the beginning was every single YouTuber was saying the same thing. You have to have your diet on point. So I tried the chicken, broccoli, and rice diet because it had been one of the few diets I had never tried. That lasted a week. Yeah. And about halfway through that week, I had to switch out the rice for mashed potatoes because the rice, I swore to God, was making me hungrier. And we're talking twice a day. I had chicken, broccoli, and rice. And midway through the week, it was chicken, broccoli, mashed potatoes. And that'd be my lunch, that'd be my dinner. My breakfast would be a 3-egg quesadilla with coffee. And that's all I had in meals for the day. And the reason it lasted a week is because I was physically starving the entire time. It was horrible. But thank God for my wife. She gave me kick in the ass number 2. At this time, Jamie, my wife, recommended that I get a calorie app and track my calories. Now, at this time, I had no idea how to track calories. I didn't have a food scale. I didn't know what a gram was. I didn't know that some chicken weighs 4 ounces, some chicken weighs 10. I didn't know anything. I just saw, like, hey, I'm having a chicken breast, so I'm putting down I'm having a chicken breast. And that's as
far as I knew, and like I still had that mindset of this is gonna fail. I grew up with parents that were on and off diets a lot, and it took me and my sister with them on these diets more often than not. So I just had the mentality of every diet fails. Every diet fails. It's just a matter of how persistent you are and how dedicated you are is whether or not you actually stay with the diet. And I just assumed everything failed. So like I was expecting so much of just my diet to fail. And if it hadn't been for Jamie stepping in and telling me to get a calorie tracking app and not worry about eating healthy, but just really worry about how many calories I was ingesting every single day. Who knows where I would have been? Maybe I would have lost weight. Maybe I would have just lost 30 pounds instead. I've lost 96 pounds. I'm telling you guys, calorie counting works. My entire diet is based off of 3 big rules. Low calorie foods, high volume low calorie foods, high in protein. That's it. Those 3 rules. If I can meet all those, then I have a fantastic diet set up. And I don't eat the same thing every single day for every single day. I will, however, track back to that because my Monday through Friday, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So I meal prep the same exact thing for Monday through Friday. So one meal out of an entire week, I have the same exact thing because it holds with me for 5 hours. And that's just overnight oats, a serving of plain Greek yogurt, some Rice Crisps or some rice cakes, a banana, coffee with some cashew milk, unsweetened cashew milk as creamer, multivitamin, D3 vitamin, and that's my breakfast. And that holds with me for 5 hours. Now, it took me months, I mean months, to figure out that breakfast works for me. That it held with me for hours, because by the time I get to work, it's 3 hours before I have my first break and before I can so much as snack again. And I took months to figure out that, hey, this is working, hey, this isn't working. And originally I started out with just a 3-egg quesadilla, and that worked for quite a long time. But then I started noticing about 20-30 minutes into work, my stomach was growling, and pretty harshly. So I adjusted. And right now, the best combo I have is that overnight oats one I'm talking about. But I got off track here. Once I had this calorie count app, and once I had fully figured out how to count calories, got myself a food scale, weighed everything down to the gram, even before I had the food scale, where I was just keeping track of everything that I was eating, like not 100% of keeping track of everything I was eating, like the grams and all that kind of stuff, but I was keeping track of what I was eating. I was losing weight. I've been working out 5 days a week for a year, and I was losing weight. To be all honest, I can never, ever show the amount of gratitude and appreciation that I have, not only from my nephew and my wife, my entire family. My entire family has supported me through this entire process. I have a cousin, she went on a weight loss journey too. She was giving me coaching tips. she was telling me like, hey, whenever it comes to like your diet in the morning, I understand that you're trying to go for the low calorie thing. How about you try this instead? Or whenever it came to like when I actually joined up in the gym, she's like, you're kind of doing a lot. How about you back it down to like this much? And just like small little things like that. And it helps in such a tremendous way. Like you really don't think it doesn't help, but it really does help. And my family's been supporting me 100% all the way through. During this entire process, I've taken 1 week off, and that was Christmas. And even then, like, I wasn't tracking my food, I wasn't working out or anything like that. Mainly one, because I didn't have time. But two, it's the holiday. Like, need to spend time with my family right now. And even then, they were asking me, are you working out? Is this gonna be okay for you to eat? It's like, if nothing else, I'm gonna say this now. From the bottom of my heart, with all my love, thank you. If you guys hadn't been here pushing me, giving me the kick in the ass that I needed to start this weight loss journey, I wouldn't have lost 96 pounds. I wouldn't have even thought about going to the gym. I've only been in the gym for like, I think 3 months at this point. At the very beginning, I didn't even want to step foot in a gym. Didn't want to go anywhere near a gym. I worked out in my living room with fall long body weight exercise only videos that I found on YouTube. And yeah, you know what? I made the dumb mistake that everyone makes and go like, okay, I want to get rid of... Anybody else done it? Yeah, me too. But even in the beginning of the video of this, I told you that like I let my brain become a sponge and I was just accepting knowledge the entire time. And part of that knowledge was actually how I set up my very first regiment, which unknowing to me, it was a push-pull leg split that was 5 days a week. I worked out Monday through Thursday, had Friday off, worked out on Saturday, had Sunday off. And now I have a 5-day split, work Tuesday through Thursday, have Friday, Monday off, and work out on Saturday, Sunday. Until I think it was like 2 months ago, I didn't even have a physical fitness coach. I was doing this by myself. I was doing this by myself. I was being the leader for my nephew the entire time. And even though my nephew's life got busy because 17, he ended up graduating high school right after he turned 18. And he very independent and had a job, and just life happened. He wasn't able to continue on with working out with me. He worked evenings, I worked morning. Just life happened. I don't blame him. Shit happens, right? Just shit happens. But I kept on going. Kept on fucking going. And I've been at this for 1 year. In 1 year's time, I've lost the full 96 pounds. I went from being a size 40 waist, wearing triple XL shirts, mainly because I absolutely hated clothes touching my body. Anything that was skin tight, I didn't want on me. I wanted to take it off because it was just showing off how, to me, it was showing off how disappointed I was in myself. I can't even imagine going back to the diet that I was on during that time. It was absolutely horrid, but that's gonna be coming in a later video. I went from that down to a size 32 waist, which honestly I actually think I'm smaller because some of the last 32s I tried on, I still have to wear a belt in order to keep them from falling off my ass. I'm in medium shirts just for comfortability, but I can wear small shirts. The only reason I don't wear them is because once you do this, the freaking bottom of the shirt comes up, so Not that I'm afraid to show it off anymore. Trust me, I will be shirtless as much as I can, as often as I can. I am very proud of what I've accomplished, and this is coming from a guy who truly believed 220 was a healthy weight for me. Because 220 was what I was when I was 14. Yeah, I'm smaller body fat percentage wise, and leaner than I was as a teenager. I've never in my life did I ever think I was going to be a size 32 waist, let alone get anywhere below a size 32 waist. I never thought I was going to fit into a medium shirt ever again, let alone fit into smalls. I never thought any of this was going to happen. Even when I started the weight loss journey at 260 pounds, like, I thought 40 pounds was the best I was going to hope for. Then one day I woke up, got on the scale, I was 217 pounds. And I was looking at the scale going, interesting. Next day I hopped on and I had dropped down 216 pounds. And a little later that week I had dropped down to 212 pounds. But bodies are weird because there was a couple weeks where like I ended up bouncing back up in weight, and I thought it was something I did. And just come to find out, like, your body's fucking weird. Okay, some days you retain water, some days you end up eating more calories than what you truly tracked. Like, bodies are fucked up. They're weird. But if you stay the course, you'd be surprised what happens. Now, I'm going to end this video with this note. I don't want your money. I do not want your money. I'm making these videos to help. That's all I want to do. I want to help. Because I've been there. I have been there. I've been inside that disgusting place where you just absolutely hate yourself. You don't know why. You're depressed. Hell, if you want to talk about being an alcoholic beforehand? Yeah. I'm not bashing alcohol with that statement, by the way. You want to drink, that's on you. I personally just don't like drinking my calories. So, but that's ADD brain going that way. The reason I'm making these videos is because my family is a very, very firm believers in pay it forward. My nephew, my wife, and my family gave me not only the courage, but the determination to keep pressing forward and keep this weight loss journey on board. Where do I go from here? I mean, if I lose any more weight, my wife's taking me to the hospital and putting me on a dietary plan that a dietitian comes up with. But honestly, I don't want to lose any more weight. I mean, weighing 164 I'm skinny enough. But I understand what it's like being known as the long-haired tattooed fat fuck. That was everyone's favorite way to describe me. Now I'm the long-haired tattooed skinny fuck. Right? Again, ADD brain. What I want everyone to do is, if any of these videos help you out in any ways whatsoever, if it's just maybe helping you set up your own personal regiment for you to do, like, for follow-on videos at home, if it happens to be a recipe mention and you add it into your diet, if it just helps pep you up to start your weight loss journey, if any minor thing helps, one, just let me know through a comment or a personal email or something like that, because, like, I want to know that I did help. But second main point I'm like, yeah, I want you to pay for it. If it's my video, if it's you relaying the information that I'm giving you in this video to a friend, to a coworker, to a family member, I want you to pay for it. Weight loss journey is, I ain't gonna lie, it's tough. It is tough. It is not impossible, and it's not as difficult as so many people make it out to be. But it's rough. It is rough, because you gotta come up with a whole new way of thinking and maintain leaving your brain as a sponge, collecting as much knowledge on it as possible. Because if I had stuck with what limited knowledge I had in the beginning, these videos would not be existing at this point. But that's where I'm gonna end this video. This is a cave.